Hello, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good whatever time I'm coming to you. Yes, still on the E-Levy transfer charges or transfer levy or tax that is to be introduced come 2022. In my previous videos, I made an assertion that the attempt to introduce the E-Levy, the E-tax, is a demonstration of failure of our leaders, both current and previous, to establish mechanisms for efficient and effective revenue collection using the existing or current tax systems or categories we have. That's what I said, and I still stand by it. Now, let's have a look at some things, all right? So this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but let's look at some facts to substantiate my claim that it is a failure on their part, and now that they are desperate for money, hopefully for the development of the country, or probably, I don't know what else they want to do with it, because so far we have not seen the benefit of the tax and the resources that are being sold, mortgaged, or entered into all sort of deals. Your guess is as good as mine. So now, but anyway, let's look at some facts. I'll take it nice and slow, and then let's see. Now, this is from the Ministry of Finance, Ghana. Press release dated 16th November. And that is preambles in accordance with the Article 179 of the 1992 Constitution, blah, 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 with respect to why there should be a budget, right? That's it. But this is, let's jump to number 2 of that press release. The budget will primarily focus on extending on the economy's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, that which I also have a story to tell on that. When our president was busy, quick and smart and fast to put the country under lockdown, knowing the state of our country, you're telling us about that. Anyway, that is another story for another day. We, as well as creating a climate-friendly entrepreneurial state to address unemployment and import substitution. That's the reason behind the 2022 budgeting. This is press release, right? I'm not making it up. Press release, Ministry of Health, right? Ministry of Finance, right? Okay, so climate-friendly entrepreneurial state. Yet, you're introducing a tax system that is going to discourage people from using a system that all the leaders of Ghana are saying is booming because a lot of cash is going through it. Anyway, you think on it as I think on it. And then number 3, digitization of the economy. Digitization of the economy. I don't want to digress. Let's leave it there. Skills development and entrepreneurship will also feature prominently in the presentation. This is the press release before the finance minister went to parliament to read out a summary of what the budget is. Now, I'll state some things and I'll call on some things as I go through this video, right? As I said, it might be longer than normal. But now, the E-Levy is proposed to take effect possibly February 2022, 1.7%, 1.75%, okay, which is the value, electronic transaction fees, no fee, tax or levy. Now, remember, this tax is separate to the transactional fees that you used to pay for mobile money transactions, okay? So now let's carry on. And this covers mobile money payments, bank transfers, merchant payments, and inward remittances. So just we know how the size of what is going on, right? How it's possible to cost. Now, and that is any transaction that is 100 Ghana cedi or more. Now, this is what is said. This is purely because they said the revenue or the transactional value through the mobile money system, it's as of 2022 is over 500 billion Ghana cedi, which is 81 billion US dollars, okay? Compared to the previous times, which it was 78 billion in 2016. And they said there's a huge growth just in 5 years, which is good. Growth is good. Is that why you want to slow down the growth? Okay, so I want to ask, if this growth is evident, can we see figures that demonstrate that these transactional fees that the institutions that offer these services has collected and hopefully has declared profit or gains in their businesses, has the government taxed them? Can we see those evidences before you jump on us to tax our monies that we have already paid tax on? Now, the justification for this is because they said the levy is to widen the tax net, since majority of the population make a living in the informal sector. But I'm going to show something to you, because sometimes our leaders, they treat us like we are fools. They think some of us, we can't read or we cannot see. Remember, they said what? The reason for this levy is what? Majority of the population make a living in the informal sector. In effect, they are trying to suggest that there's no mean to tax these people, as majority is in informal sector. But I'll show you from the Ghana Revenue Authority website that there is already a system in place to collect tax from the informal institutions, informal settings. So again, as I've said, it is the failure of our leaders to have or to establish a robust mechanism for revenue collection from the existing tax systems that we have. Hence this. So does it mean that in the future, if they can't do anything effective with the E-Levy, they jump onto something else? And again, a demonstration that all these identities that we want to digitize. Look, digitization doesn't come with its own information. It's data gathering. So what is our data systems like? Manually. Those are the systems you're going to be pulling into the digital system to digitize it so that you can go on screen on the internet and find them. Do we even have them? Anyway, I don't want to digress too much. Leave digitization for now. So the reason they are giving for this E-Levy is majority of the population makes living in informal sector. Remember my last video when I said that the former president John Mahama was lamenting that people are not willing to fill their tax returns. They don't want to pay tax, and only 30% of Ghanaians pay tax. Again, they are also saying here that because the informal sector, most people do business in the informal sector, as though there's not a system in place that should all it needs is to now sit down. How do we use this system to actually, because we have established the system, we have it. What can we do to get the people to use this system to collect the tax, to generate revenue? And now you've jumped onto, so you're going to scrap the other system. I'll show you in a minute. So that's the reason they have given to. Now, so I go to the point. This is from the Ghana Revenue Authority website, what I'm going to read to you right now, to point to you that that statement, majority of Ghana population makes a living in an informal sector, an assertion that seems to suggest that at the moment, there is no means or system in place to actually generate revenue from it. But that's not true. Now, Ghana Revenue Authority, domestic tax. These are the various taxes that we have. Withholding tax, corporate tax, mineral royalty tax, gift tax, vehicle income tax, rent tax, communication service tax, pay as you earn income tax, and then tax stamp. And that's where I want to stop, based on the fact that they are saying the reason for the e-levy is to the majority of population makes a living in informal sector. Now, this stamp tax, that is already a system they have. Stamp tax is a special, I'll take it again. Stamp tax is a specially designed stamp giving to small-scale businesses in the informal sector as evidence for paying tax. Why can't we enforce it? Why can't we develop it to the point that this informal sector for which you have started this tax stamp system to capture them? What have we done with this so far? The fact that a thing is challenging, is difficult to implement or to execute is no reason to think it's not doable. We can't run away because it's difficult. This is it from the Ghana Revenue Authority website. This is it. Stamp tax. They are saying because mass majority of Ghanaians are in the informal sector, hence the e-levy to capture. But they already have one called tax stamp. And as read out to you earlier, I'll read it again. Tax stamp is a specially designed stamp given to small-scale businesses in the informal sector as evidence for paying tax. What do you think? So are they lying to us to say it's because it's the informal sector? No, you already have a system in place. Why can't you enforce the system? Why can't you develop the system to become viable? And also what you generate, use it in the country. Use it to build the roads, the drains, the flood systems. Even now in Angloga, Keta, where the flood issues are happening. How long did it take government to respond? How long? Now even he wants to politicize it and make it partisan issue when people are suffering. Anyway, another story for another day. These are the domestic tax that we have. Then in the business sector, the type of taxes that are available in there is value-added tax, corporate income tax, withholding tax, rent tax, communication service tax, excise tax stamp, excise duty, stamp duty, mineral royalty tax, business tax exemptions. These are all there. Why can't we just develop them and make them enforceable? It's not like the systems are not there. I have always believed that it is not regulation that is the problem. It's the mentality of the people that are to enforce these regulations. It's the mentality of the people that are to manage these systems that we have. And now you want to jump on the monies that are in the pocket of the people because of your inability to enforce, inability for you to use the systems already in place. If you can't do the job, get out. There are people who can do the job. So here you go. There's already a system in place to capture the informal sector. So don't tell us a lie that you want to introduce e-levy because mass majority of Ghanaians are in the informal sector. So I maintain and I stay my grounds. The attempt to introduce the e-levy is a demonstration of the failure of our leaders, both present and past. Failure to institute a mechanism, a robust mechanism, an effective and efficient mechanism to enforce the already existing tax systems that we have. And it's a shame. Till I come your way, God bless Mother Ghana, long live the poor republic, and let's demonstrate our smartness and our intelligence as Ghanaians. Let's not leave this country to the hands of some people who seems not to see very far. They can only see in front of themselves. What is the future of our country? See you in my next video.